The BBC One show returning with a bang this evening as it aired a lengthy undercover item with Iceland.Steph McGovern lead. The piece as she explained to viewers how one of the team's reporters got a job in one of the company's London stores. She explained how the footage was from a length of 4 days when the undercover journalist pretended to work for Iceland in order to see the process for himself. When he arrived for work, his first task was unloading the day's delivery. After arriving at 4 a.m., the shop team set about sorting through what had come in, putting as much as possible onto the shelf. However, it transpired that the London-based store didn't seem to make good use of its chillers. The Watchdog report showed how some of chilled food goods were left out of the fridge for 14 hours before being put onto the shelf when required. It came to light after a former Iceland manager spilled the claims to the BBC, who investigated them in February. The anonymous boss revealed, "It was the safety of the general public I was most worried about. Milk, meat, chilled products, all left out. I've worked in other supermarkets and as soon as something comes out of the van, it goes straight into a controlled temperature again. In Iceland, unfortunately it was taken off the back of the lorry, put out the back and left there." He went on to explain how he tried to reach out to managers, but nothing was done. Even after writing to the CEO, the training video said, "Temperature control, put chilled and frozen products away as quickly as possible." Chartered Health Inspector Barry Trevina gave his opinion on what he saw, confessing, "It clearly indicates they have not enough resources." He went on to explain how he had serious concerns about what he saw. Watchdog received a statement from Iceland. Responding to the piece, Steph and co-star Nikki Fox said, "Iceland has thoroughly investigated our allegations and our report was entirely unrepresentative of its usual practice. It says it has no generic issues with temperature control, which is simply illustrated by the extremely low level of customer complaints. It says in the last 6 months it's sold more than 1 billion food products in the UK with complaints about chilled foods virtually non-existent." It points out that the vast majority of its stores, including the one we worked at, have a 5 out of 5 food hygiene rating from their local authorities. Iceland went on to claim there's no risk to public health from temperature control, and that at the time of filming in February the temperature of the storeroom did not exceed 6 Celsius, which was below that of the chiller. It also challenged the credibility of our initial source and says TOWIE's no shortage of resources, insisting our reporter was largely responsible for creating delays in putting stock away and that 3 colleagues reprimanded him for it. It also said TOWIE's no shortage of chiller capacity, with this particular shop recently having a 3rd chiller installed to increase chiller space by 50%. Meanwhile, Watchdog viewers found themselves particularly outraged by what they saw. One wrote on Twitter, "I won't be shopping at Iceland anytime soon." Another added, "Putting me off shopping at Iceland just because your storeroom is cold isn't an excuse." A third raged, "Shocking report on #Watchdog, I'll never shop at #Iceland again. Don't we have health and safety inspectors checking these things?" A fourth posted, "Absolute disgrace at Iceland Foods. Won't be picking up the bits we usually do from you again." Watchdog continues Wednesday on BBC One at 8 p.m.